as well rock and roll. I woke up in the morning, into my dreaming, longing and I'm yearning, 'cause I don't know what I'm feeling. The voice on the radio said the world is ending. You wanna hear what I say? Yeah, I'm tired of pretending. Is this all there is? Is this all there is? There must be more than this. If it ain't so, we might as well rock and roll.
Yes, guys, how is everyone doing this afternoon / evening / morning? I hope we're all doing well. Welcome to another show, guys. Welcome to another Liverpool show. Big up everyone in the chat. Yeah, guys, we've got quite a bit to talk about. Obviously, you've got this Luis Diaz stuff to talk about. Extremely interesting news. We'll go deep dive into the Luis Diaz stuff. People worried about Alisson leaving because Taffarel's gone. We've got a brand new goalkeeper and coach coming in. Van Bronckhorst has come in today as the number 2 to Arne Slot for next season. Liverpool still looking at Mark Gahey and other centre backs, including Jarell Quansah. And the forwards, obviously, Newcastle today basically saying that Isaac is going nowhere, and Liverpool have already spoken to Ekitike and his team for the last few weeks. So, lots to talk about, lots to chat about. Big up everyone in the chat. Hope you're all doing well. Big up We Chat Football. Dan, Andre, Living the Dream, Best Craft in the House, Malcolm, Maroon, and so on. I hope you guys are all good. Now, enjoying the fresher weather today, especially if you live down south. Bloody hell. The weather has been a lot fresher today. It's a lot nicer, a lot more manageable. But yeah, appreciate you all being here, guys. Appreciate everyone being here as always. And yeah, we've got loads to talk about, man. A lot of backroom changes happening for all the age groups. Yeah, definitely. And also, I think this goalkeeper coach that's come in used to be at Liverpool before. I might be wrong with that. Someone in the chat might let me know. But I think he's been at Liverpool before. Or he was Pepe Reina's goalkeeping coach. I might be wrong there. Can't quite remember. But the name sounds familiar. So, yeah, let me know in the chat. Big up, Ravi. I ain't seen Ravi in a while. Big up, man. Hope you're doing well, man. Hope you're doing well. We're getting all the people in now. People slowly coming in as well, guys. So if you're coming in from another channel, big up, appreciate it. He is Con, yeah? Oh, he is, yeah? Big up, Con, in the chat. He's been here before. He was Pepe Reina's goalkeeping coach, weren't he? I swear he was. The name just sounds familiar. It was under Benitez. There you go. There you go. It was under Rafa. So, guys, we will start with... I'll tell you what we'll start with. We'll start with this Alisson stuff, considering we're talking about new goalkeeping coach. So, Dame, do you actually believe that Diaz won't be sold? Cynic in me states that he'll play for more. Dosh. Big up, Simon. What I'll do, we're going to talk about the Diaz stuff in a little bit. So bring your questions up about Luis Diaz in a minute, guys, because we're just going to talk about this Alisson Becker, Taffarel, new goalkeeping coach, and a lot of people going a bit crazy online. I am on Frank's show on Tuesday night, man. I'm going to go on Frank's show Tuesday night, have a chat with Frank. Looking forward to it. I haven't been on there for about a year. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But, yeah, I've seen a lot of discourse online today, as you always do. I don't know what it is with Liverpool Twitter, Liverpool social media, Liverpool content creators, whatever you want to call people. Everyone gets really upset about stuff. Everyone looks for conspiracies here, there, and everywhere, and just don't go with the flow. Now, Alisson Becker's already come out this summer and said he's got 2 years left on his Liverpool deal, and after that, he doesn't know what to do from there. Now, Alisson Becker, I believe, is going into what is his 7th season with Liverpool, his 8th season with Liverpool, which is a long time. Selfishly, we all love Alisson Becker to retire at Liverpool and finish his career at Liverpool. But if anyone's watched that documentary, Alisson Becker's documentary on the Liverpool channel, which is a fantastic documentary, 3 45-minute episodes. It's really well made, really well put together, speaking to family and friends and stuff like that. It's a really good watch. If you've not watched it, try and find it if you can, guys, because it's really good. But on there, you can see his love for his family and his friends, and obviously the country he is from in Brazil, and the team that he played for in Independiente. That's his club, man. That's his team. And he's not made any secrets about it, that he'd love to finish off his career there one day, even if he just played for him for a season or a year. That's what he sort of looks like he wants to do. Now, Alisson's got 2 years left in his contract right now. I believe Alisson's 33 years of age, which for a goalkeeper is perfectly fine. For me, he's the best all-round goalkeeper in world football. Might be a little biased because I'm a Liverpool fan, but that's just how I feel, man. I just don't think there's a better goalkeeper in him in the world for his all-round ability. I think Donnarumma's good, and people like that are excellent goalkeepers. But what Alisson brings to the table, second to none. He's like arguably my favourite Liverpool player. Love the guy, and I absolutely love the guy. I think Alisson Becker is just an absolute diamond. So, and a lot of fans think it as well, and a lot of Liverpool fans think the same way, like I do about Alisson Becker, and that's why they're all freaking out today. Hearing the news that Taffarel has left Liverpool Football Club. Taffarel's been here since 2021, I do believe. Alisson Becker brought him into the football club. We had 2 goalkeeping coaches at the time. Jurgen Klopp said, because Jurgen Klopp loved Alisson, so whatever Alisson wanted, Alisson sort of got, and we had 3 goalkeeping coaches. Is Alisson's like goalkeeping hero? It's understandable. Always wanted to play with him, have a coach from him. Understandable. It made Alisson happy, and whatever made Alisson happy at that time, you just do it, don't you? You know what I mean? And today he's left the football club, but he hasn't been sacked. He hasn't been told to leave. He hasn't, Liverpool haven't done anything wrong here. Taffarel just came, I believe, to the end of his contract, the end of his time, and decided he wanted to go back home, and that's not a problem. And I think what the problem with a lot of people is that Marmadashvili has come to Liverpool on the same day that Taffarel leaves and a new goalkeeping coach comes in. So a lot of people got it in their heads now that Liverpool are looking to get rid of Alisson Becker this year. Now, I like Marmadashvili. I think he's a quality goalkeeper, and he will be a quality goalkeeper in the years to come. For me, there's no doubt about that. But letting go of Alisson Becker would be the most idiotic, ridiculous thing this football club could do this summer. Now, this football club this summer is doing a madness. They want to dominate football for the years to come. You don't do that by letting your best goalkeeper, and arguably the best goalkeeper in the world, leave the football club. Alisson probably knew when Taffarel's time up was at Liverpool, and his contract was up at Liverpool, and he knew when he was probably going to go. I will I think people are looking too deep into it. I think people are looking far too deep into the Alisson stuff. I don't think Alisson's going anywhere. I honestly believe that Alisson loves this football club. The way he talks about this football club, he's not going anywhere, guys. And yeah, his friend Taffarel is gone, but that doesn't mean he's not. He's doing the same thing right now. Big up to Sam with the raid, my man. Big up. I believe we have been raided by a Sam, so big up to Sam as well for the raid. I believe that's the case. Yeah, I believe people are coming from the Sam show. Big up to Sam if he has raided. Much love, my friend. Much love. Big up to Sam as always. Great bloke, great friend. Beautiful human being. Big up to Sam. Yeah, big up everyone coming in from the Sam's channel. If you've not before, make sure you're hitting a like, subscribing and sharing. I would appreciate it. Thank you very much. Kind thing for you to do. It's kind thing for a Sam to raid the channel as well. Much love to a Sam. W to a Sam in the chat. Great guy. I'll be on the show on Friday as well, so look out for that. But yeah, with Alisson Becker, he ain't going nowhere, guys. Honestly, Alisson's not going nowhere. He's staying at Liverpool. Conspiracy theories apart, look, this is football. It's what football's about. People come and go all the time. Coaches and managers leave, players stay. It's just what happens. Alisson's got 2 years in his contract. Alisson will see both of them years out in his contract and will stay at Liverpool. There's no doubt about that. Now, Marmadashvili has arrived today. He's officially now a Liverpool player. He's Marmadashvili. Arriving at Liverpool this afternoon, I do believe. And yeah, much love to Marmadashvili. Look, Marmadashvili is going to be a quality footballer. He's going to be a quality goalkeeper in the years to come. And eventually, Marmadashvili will be Liverpool's number one goalkeeper. But there's not enough. We don't need to rush this scenario right now. I think Marmadashvili will play games next season. Yeah, I think Marmadashvili will get Champions League games, FA Cup games, League Cup games. I think Alisson will mostly play Premier League games. There could be a thing where, Marmadashvili plays the Champions League games, Alisson plays the Premier League games. Like you have two goalkeepers at two positions. I don't know. They're two very good goalkeepers, but there's an order in this. There's Alisson Becker and then there's every other goalkeeper in the world for me. It's as simple as that. But look, does Alisson get a new contract? I don't think he does. I'd be shocked if Alisson Becker gets a new contract at Liverpool because it wouldn't make sense right now. 2 years left in his contract, and you buy Marmadashvili. Yeah, Simon, I can see your messages, my friend. Big up, man. I can see your messages. Don't worry, Simon. It's all good. I can see them. There you go. There you go, man. I can see them. It's all good, man. Don't worry. I can see him. Marmadashvili is going to be a quality goalkeeper for the years to come. But Alisson Becker's there for the next 2 years. Now, is Alisson Becker going anywhere this summer? I don't think so. I think we can be safe to say that Alisson Becker will be a Liverpool player this season. Now, after next season, we can talk, that's where we can talk. He'll have 1 more year left in his deal. Marmadashvili will be here for his second season. Does Alisson want to leave the year after that? I don't know. We can't talk about that far in the future. And so I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But for this season coming, Alisson Becker will be a Liverpool player. And people just got to just chill a little bit. Yeah, Glass, big up, man. Yeah, Taffarel left. That's what we're talking about here, about Taffarel leaving. And a lot of people are putting 2 and 2 together and thinking, Alisson's leaving because Taffarel's leaving. It's not the case. Alisson Becker would have known when Taffarel was leaving the football club. They're good friends. They're very close. Got a great working relationship. And this new goalkeeping coach that comes in is very, very highly rated. Pepe Reina speaks highly about him. He's been at Liverpool before under Rafa Benitez. Big up Glass, man. Appreciate it, love, man. Big up, man. Appreciate it, love. And if you are new around here, guys, make sure you are subscribing, sharing and liking. Our goal is 10,000 subscribers. We're almost on 7,500 subscribers right now. So please hit that like and subscribe, man, and appreciate the new people that are here as well. Thank you, WCU in the chat, man. Appreciate you being here. Welcome to the channel. But Taffarel, look, I think people are just worried because Marmadashvili is such a good goalkeeper that they think he's coming in to take Alisson's spot. I don't think that's the case. Not this year, in a way. But we can't sit here and be naive about things. You know, we can't sit here and be naive about that. Alisson's not going to play for Liverpool forever. You need to look to the future. You need to move on from the future, you know, eventually. And you have to get goal players in where you're future-proofing that position. I hate anything West Ham, big out glass. You have to future-proof that position. You know, there's no point going in 2 years' time, Alisson Becker's left, we've got to find a new goalkeeper. Who's that goalkeeper going to be? You know, and then you're scratching your head, looking around, going, I can't find that goalkeeper. Liverpool gone, you know what? Quiven Kelleher wanted to leave to be a number one goalkeeper. We have to go and buy a new goalkeeper in. And Liverpool believe they got one of the best on the market in Marmadashvili, and so do I. I think who's available out there, Marmadashvili is a fantastic goalkeeper for the future, and he will push Alisson next season, in my opinion. He will push Alisson more than Kelleher did, and I rate Kelleher highly. But Marmadashvili's always been a number one goalkeeper. Always been a number one goalkeeper. Where, you know, that's not really what Kelleher's ever been. You know, Marmadashvili's number one for Valencia, number one for Georgia. He's always been a number one goalkeeper. He will push Alisson. And I will say one thing. If Alisson gets an injury, and if Alisson gets an injury next season, which he has done before in seasons gone, picking up these little injuries, I would wonder if Marmadashvili came in, would he lose his spot? That's something we've got to think about, because you've got to remember, this is Arne Slot's team now, yeah? This is going to be Arne Slot's team. Arne Slot's not here paying anyone any favours. Arne Slot knows that Alisson Becker's the best around, and he will play him like that. But if Alisson picks up an injury and Marmadashvili gets in, I think it will be harder for Alisson to get his place back than it was like last year with Kelleher in goal. Because even Kelleher, I think Kelleher always knew if when Alisson's fit again, Alisson comes back into the team. I don't think Marmadashvili have that same kind of feeling. I think Marmadashvili will get in that number one shirt and be like, right, Alisson's injured, he ain't getting back in. Simple as that. I'm going to do what I do now. You know, that's you know, that's the way it's going to be with Marmadashvili. Look, Marmadashvili's too good to be a number two goalkeeper for too long. I think we all agree with that. We all understand that. I do think it might be the last season of Alisson Becker next season, and then we move on with Marmadashvili as our goalkeeper after that. I do think there'll even be even more change the year after this. You know, after next season, I think there'll even be even more change in our team. I can see the likes of Alisson leaving, maybe Ekitike leaving, you know, and Liverpool replacing two quality players there and changing the way they look again. Could be a lot of change coming up in Liverpool in the next 2 to 3 years. Honestly, good. You know, Virgil will probably not going to be here in the next 3 years. They're going to be moved on. Alisson probably won't be here. Martin, if you don't sign a contract, won't be here. There's going to be a lot of change in this Liverpool team in the next 2 to 3 years. And, you know, it could be exciting times, man. It'll be exciting times. But look, with Alisson Becker, if Marmadashvili weren't coming in to be number two goalkeeper, I would say give Alisson a brand new contract. I would. I'd give him a brand new contract. But I don't see Alisson accepting a brand new contract when Marmadashvili is their number two. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. And I think after 2 years, Alisson Becker would have been here almost 9, 10 years? Close to that. When did he join? 2018? He's got 2 more years. It'll be 9 years he'll be at Liverpool. which is a heck of a long time. If we can win another Premier League or a Champions League under that time under Alisson, yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, the 1 year extension. So LFC Monster, big up, man. So yeah, so Alisson has 1 year left on his deal and 1 year extension, which he expects the club to extend. So basically, he's got 2 years left on his deal. Yeah, Alisson Becker's the man. I love Alisson Becker. Everyone knows. And he's my guy, man. Best in the world. Best to do it. Everything changed at Liverpool once we bought Alisson Becker. Yes, Virgil helped as well. Salah, Mane, Bobby, whatever you want to name. But Liverpool didn't start winning things till Alisson Becker came to our club. And you don't win anything without a world-class goalkeeper, a world-class centre-back and a world-class goal scorer. And that's what Liverpool have. Their fundamentals are all set. World-class keeper, world-class centre-back, world-class goal scorer. Spine of our team's as good as any spine in Europe for me. Come and fight me. I don't care what people say. You know, come with me, all these teams. But Alisson, Virgil, Konate, McAllister, Gravenberch, Salah is as good as a spine of a team anywhere in Europe. And then you got to build around it. That's a tremendous spine. Yeah, world-class player in goal, world-class player at the back, world-class player at the top. Maybe not the world-class player in midfield yet, but I think that will come eventually with the players that we got there right now. And then at the end of Alisson's career at Liverpool, we're going to have a debate. Who's Liverpool's greatest goalkeeper of all time, Ray Clemence or Alisson Becker? Obviously, Alisson needs a win a little bit more, maybe, to equal what Ray Clemence did for Liverpool, but they're the arguments. They're the two best goalkeepers, for me, in Liverpool's history. Since I've been watching Liverpool, I started supporting Liverpool in 1989, so I saw the Bruce Groblars, the Mike Hoopers, the David Jameses of this world, the Pepe Reinas. I've been through the Simon Mignolet's, the Kariuses. We've been through a lot of goalkeepers that weren't great, yeah? Alisson Becker, for me, is the best goalkeeper I've ever watched play for Liverpool Football Club in all the years I've been supporting this club. And I think a lot of people that are older than me, like my dads, my granddads, they would all say the same. It's going to be between Alisson and Clemence eventually. Who's Liverpool's greatest man? But yeah, that's all I want to say on the Alisson stuff. And only conceded 16 goals. Do you know, Bogdan, I forgot about Bogdan, big up Bill. Reina was good, yeah. But Reina wasn't as good as Alisson, was he? But Reina was good. Reina was very good with his feet at a time when people weren't talking about it. Peggy Aplexid, yeah. When Pepe Reina was at Liverpool, no one was talking about goalkeepers with distribution back then, were they? It was still about goalkeepers being goalkeepers. But everyone forgets how good Reina was good with his feet. His distribution was quality. And no one used to talk about it. Yeah, the Dudeks. Look, Jersey Dudek will live on one game. You know, that Champions League final, Dudek's going to live on that game for the rest of his life, and so he should, man. But apart from that, I didn't really rate Dudek. Peggy Aplex said, yeah, no. Yeah. But yeah, look, Alisson's the best, man. But yeah, obviously there's been just a lot of chat online today. About, Taffarel leaving, BTHC in the chat. About Alisson, about Taffarel leaving, new goalkeeper coach coming in. Marmadashvili comes in on the same day. Everyone's fearing that Alisson's leaving. Yeah, for me, look, guys, Alisson's going to be here next season, man. Alisson's going to be here next season, so don't worry about it. Have we got more than 1 year left of Alisson Becker? I don't know. Big up, man, in the chat. Big up, Clay, as well. Big up, Barry. Have we got more than 1 year left of Alisson Becker? I have no idea. I'm not sure. But right now, Alisson's still number one, and he'll be number one next season. Let's not worry about things just like that just yet, because until there's a reason to worry, guys, don't worry about it. It's as simple as that. Guys, make sure we're getting the likes over 100. I think we've got like 332 people in the chat right now. Let's make sure we're getting over 100 likes right now, guys, because It's how channels grow. It's the quickest way to grow a channel here on YouTube. It's more about likes than anything else now. So getting yourself in the live comments, get the likes going as well. If we're over 100 likes, next goal's 150. We're on 330. You should at least have 150, man. Should at least have 150. Right, let's talk about Luis Diaz, guys. The man on the thumbnail, yeah? Let's talk about Luis Diaz. So, Paul Joyce this morning put out a post saying that Liverpool have turned down an approach from Bayern Munich for Luis Diaz. It was around a similar price frame as what Barcelona apparently offered as well, which is like 40 to 50 million quid. Liverpool just turned it down. Like they probably got the phone call. And it's like, you can imagine getting the phone call. They just got the phone call, got told the price. Richard Hughes just put the phone down. He didn't even answer it. He just put the phone down. He's on the phone like that. Yeah, they get the phone call. Richard Hughes on the phone. They're talking to him. They want 50 million. He don't even answer. He don't even answer him. He just puts the phone down. He's like, I ain't wasting I don't get out of bed for 40 million for a player. What are we doing here? Don't even get out of bed for that. 40 to 50 million is a disgrace. Absolute disgrace. What happened to that young keeper? Alisson recommended, I forgot his name. What is that? The new goalkeeper what we got from Hungary? But I think I'm not sure. But yeah, Richard Hughes. What are we doing here? Do you not know who Richard Hughes is? Trying to con us. You're trying to con us to Peter Luger. Yeah, Peter Luger's left, I think. You're trying to con us into Luis Diaz to be sold. Do you not know who you're dealing with, man? Do you know who you're dealing with? You're dealing with Sir Richard Hughes. Yeah? He only gets out of bed if the deal's over 60 million. He literally didn't even answer. Bayern Munich probably got back there and like, what did he say? What did he say? Didn't even answer. He just hung up. Oh, great. I'll take it. That's that. Yeah, let's look for a new left winger. Who's next on the list? That's what happens here. Don't fuck with Richard Hughes, man. I'm trying to tell you people. Don't fuck with Richard Hughes. But yeah, apparently Liverpool is saying that Diaz is not for sale, guys. It's as simple as that. He is not for sale. Yeah. Now, I'm going to let you into a secret, guys. Liverpool are saying he's not for sale. But then if someone bids 80 million, he's for sale. It's as simple as that. It is honestly as simple as that. They're ringing him. It's honestly as simple as that. They're looking at Luis Diaz, yeah, and his valuation, right? Let's have a look at the left wing market, yeah. Look at the left wing market, and you look at Luis Diaz. Liverpool wants the valuation of Luis Diaz in what they, but apparently it's north of 70 million. That's what Paul Joyce said today. It's north of 70 million. So you're talking about 80, 90, 100 million pound. That is what Liverpool want for Luis Diaz, yeah? Unless a phone call comes in and they go, we value Luis Diaz at 80 million pounds, and would you take 80 million pound for Luis Diaz? Liverpool will say yes. So when they're saying he's not for sale, what they honestly mean is what you're saying right now, 40 or 50 million is not going to buy him, so he's not for sale. But come back with a better offer and maybe we'll look at it. It's as simple as that. But I don't think anyone's going to bid 80 million. I don't think no one's going to bid 80 million for a 28, 29-year-old left winger in this market right now, in my opinion. I don't think it's going to happen. So I think Luis Diaz ain't going anywhere. I honestly don't see Luis Diaz going anywhere. He'll be at Liverpool for the next 2 years. Now, the problem is, Paul Joyce also said today that Liverpool are not even looking at giving Luis Diaz a new contract. And the problem is, and I've seen a lot of people talk about this today online, is if you're rejecting a transfer offer, if you're rejecting offers for one of your players, yeah, for big money, and you're now saying to the world, Luis Diaz is not for sale, then if he's only got 2 years left in his contract, you're going to have to give him a new deal. You can't tell the player and his agent that you are not for sale and you've got 2 years left on a deal and then not give him a new deal because the player don't know where he sits. I will say this to Luis Diaz right now. What is, if you're Luis Diaz, yeah, and you might not want to leave Liverpool, yeah? You might not want to leave Liverpool at all, right? But he might be looking at the future, going, look, I'm 28, going on 29, got a few years left. I wouldn't mind going elsewhere to play, maybe in Germany, Italy, Spain, something like that, yeah. I might want to do that, right? And Liverpool are rejecting all your offers. Bayern Munich, a huge football club in Bayern Munich. Liverpool going, nah, fuck you. You're not coming to Liverpool. You're not buying him. Bayern Munich go away and not even answering the phone to you. What you're offering is a disgrace. Don't want to hear it. So that's what Liverpool are saying. And Luis Diaz is sitting there going, but you're not giving me a new deal. Liverpool are acting a little cold on this Luis Diaz stuff, I might say. Acting a little bit ruthless, I might say. But let's talk about his contract. So there has been a lot of talk about what Luis Diaz gets paid, right? There's been so much talk about what Luis Diaz gets paid a week. Apparently, today it's come out by a load of journalists in the media. It's come out today that, in theory, Luis Diaz actually earns £140,000 a week. Now, when you look online, it always shows you what Luis Diaz first got paid. Now, apparently, when he first joined Liverpool, he got 55 grand a week. And then others have said he got bonuses and stuff like that. So I don't know what his base is. Now, Luis Diaz could earn 140 grand a week, but that might not be his base wage. That might just be all bonuses. His base wage might be still 60 grand a week, right? But he's earning double that in bonuses. That could be very true. That could be very true. So Luis Diaz could still be earning a lot of money. I'm not sure. I don't think it's its base wage because we'd have heard something by now. I've been digging around. I can't find it anywhere that he's on 140 grand a week. I don't remember Luis Diaz getting a contract extension. Does anyone else remember that? Because if they did it extremely quietly. And I didn't see a pay raise. Now, Liverpool can give him a pay raise. That's part of his contract. Now, we don't know this year. When Luis Diaz signed his deal, his contract might have been he gets a pay raise every year. So it starts at 55 grand a week. The second year it goes to 65. The third year it goes, I don't know, to 75 and up and up and up like that, yeah? That would make more sense to me because then you haven't got to worry about an extension or anything like that. So that could be what Luis Diaz is on. So when Luis Diaz first came to Liverpool, it was 55 grand a week. And then it went up 10 grand or 20 grand a week extra every year in his contract to 140 grand a week. I don't know. I think he's on a lower base wage still, but I do think Luis Diaz makes good money. Now, where Paul Gorst is saying today he's on 140 grand a week, he doesn't say it's a base salary. I personally feel like he's on that with bonuses. Do you know what I mean? Big up Thomas in the chat, man. I think he's on that with bonuses, yeah, personally. 140 grand does sound right for his quality. It does. That's my take on it, guys, personally, on the Diaz contract transfers talk, is that his contract, whatever he signed a 4 or 5 year deal. He signed, I believe, a 5-year deal, yeah. And every year his wages increase in his contract with bonuses on top, making it probably 140 grand this coming season. He'd be on 140 grand a week. That's with bonuses included. So if that's the case, I don't see Liverpool, because I'm trying to figure out why Liverpool wouldn't give him a new deal. Yeah, because let's sit here and have a think about it, yeah? If Luis Diaz was on the reported £55,000 a week and he had 2 years left on his deal, and you're telling the world that he's not for sale, Liverpool could easily double his wages to 110 grand a week with no trouble. They could go to Luis Diaz, look, we're going to give you a 2 year extension, a year extension or a 2 year extension on your 2 years left, and we're going to double your wages to 110 grand a week. Yeah, it's a 100% increase on his wages, yeah? That's easy to do. So easy to do. But the fact Liverpool don't want to do it tells me that he might actually be on these 140 grand a week. Because if Luis Diaz is on 140 grand a week and you want to give Luis Diaz a new contract, if you want to give him a new contract, then you're looking at £200,000 a week to make him happy, aren't you? And I don't think Liverpool see Luis Diaz as maybe a player that should be on the over £200,000 a week. Because I'm trying to figure it all out, man. Arne Slot loves Luis Diaz, yeah? Arne Slot's made it apparent, yeah, that he loves Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz plays all the time under Arne Slot. He's versatile. He can play off the left. He can play through the middle. The manager loves him. The manager don't want to lose him, yeah? So maybe it's coming from the manager. He's not for sale. I don't want him to go. Maybe Arne Slot has told Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards, look, whatever anyone comes in for Luis Diaz, I don't want Luis Diaz to leave this football club because he's my guy. I need him for next season. So maybe that's why he's not for sale, because the manager's sticking up for him. Maybe Arne Slot's the one pulling the strings here. We're not sure. We don't know because it's all behind the scenes, obviously. I just feel like he is getting more money than is reported. I honestly do. I feel like Luis Diaz is getting more money than is reported because, as I keep saying, if he's on that 55 grand a week and Liverpool is saying he's not for sale, then you obviously want to keep the guy, which means you've got to give him a new contract, which means doubling his wages to 110, 120 grand a week would be no problem for Liverpool Football Club, which tells me he's actually on far more than 55 grand a week. So I think Luis Diaz is probably on 100 grand a week base right now and probably gets 140 through bonuses. That's what I think. I think he's on 100 grand a week base. That's his base salary, 100 grand a week. And he earns 40 grand on bonuses on top of that. That's where I don't know if you guys agree in the chat, but that's what I'm thinking now, because why wouldn't they just give him a new deal, mate? And like Captain says there, maybe Diaz is just happy on 55 grand a week. Exactly. This is the thing. We don't know. We don't know what's happening behind the scenes. We're just football fans who, just talk. Do you know what I mean? I keep Diaz. Like, look, and here's the thing with Diaz. Everyone knows my thing with Luis Diaz. I ain't always been particularly happy as Luis Diaz as a player. But last season, I changed on the Luis Diaz situation. Completely changed on it. I think Diaz is an incredible footballer. A fantastic footballer. And very versatile as well. Play through the middle, play off the left. Why would you want to lose that player this season? Now, losing that kind of player this season wouldn't make sense to me, because who you go buy? It's like getting rid of him just to buy a new toy. Let's get rid of him and buy a new toy. I look at players, look, Barcola. I know everyone keeps telling me that Barcola's got 41 GA in France, yeah? I'm telling everyone right now, Luis Diaz would have 41 GA in France as well. I mean, what was the GA that Luis Diaz got this season? Like 30? 20 something? I don't know. In a harder league? I think Luis Diaz would get that in. Barcola would be as frustrating as Luis Diaz would be. That'd be fair here. Rafael Leao, again, I've always said it, extremely talented footballer. But for me, he lets himself down a heck of a lot playing for his club. Playing for AC Milan. He lets himself down far too much for me. He falls over a lot, not got a lot of balance. So what's his GA? For me, Kvaratskhelia is the best left winger in the world right now. Yeah, he's the best left winger in world football right now, without a shadow of doubt. Yeah. Hang on, Luis Diaz signed a 6-year. What's this? Luis Diaz signed a 6-year, £16 million contract with Liverpool, including an average annual salary of $2.6 million in 2025. Diaz will earn a base salary of $2 million. A lot of false reports. Scottish Bear, where did you get that from? Was that off Twitter? Let me know where you get that from, man. So Luis Diaz signed a 6-year deal at £16 million for his whole contract, yeah? Bloody hell, Salah gets that a month, a year, you know. With Liverpool, including an average annual salary of $2.6 million. In 2025, Diaz will earn a base salary of $2.8 million. A lot of false reports. Right. 2.8 million, yeah? What's that a week? 2.8 million a year. Uh, 104. What's that? Is it 104 grand a week? Something like that. Is that 104? Trying to work it out now. I'm trying to use my math. I'm shit at math. Trying to use my math here. I'm fucking shit at math. Let me Google this. That's even less than 55 grand, mate. Xavi only wings clear of Diaz in world football. Kvaratskhelia, Due, Yamal, Vinny, Rodrigo, maybe Rafinha. Apart from that, Rodrigo, the rest are unattainable. I agree. So it's like 60 grand a week, yeah? I don't know. But does that include base salary? Does that include base salary as well? This is the thing. Does that include bonuses? I don't know what, the bonuses might be. I am so confused by the Diaz stuff. I've never seen a player where we are all confused on what he gets a week. So 60 to 65k, some people saying, everyone's been saying it's been 55k a week. Some people were saying it's 140 grand a week. Some people were saying it's 100 grand a week. Why is the Diaz contract so difficult to understand? Because we all pretty much know everyone else what they get a week, yeah? It's all common knowledge because they put it out there. Why is this Diaz stuff really weird? So 55. So if Diaz is on 55 grand a week, yeah, why wouldn't Liverpool just double his wages and give him a new contract if he's not for sale? Surely it's easy to do. That's spotrotic. They are spot on, Jimmy. That's mad, then. I mean, I don't know. I have no idea, man. Fuck knows. Fuck knows. Look, if Luis Diaz is happy, I'm happy. Do you know what I'm saying? If Luis Diaz is happy with the wages he's on, then I'm happy with what he's getting paid. Why we? I don't know why we have to get so upset about all this stuff all the time. You know what I mean? If Diaz is paid 55 grand a week and he's happy being on 55 grand a week, why do we care? Do you know what I mean? Why do we care? If he's happy with it and he's not moaning about it and he's not coming out, I want this deal and I want that and I want that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not bothered on. I'm not really. Yeah, I'm not bothered on the Diaz stuff. What he earns, man. Just as long as he's happy and he makes our team better, that's all I care about, man. That's all I care about. But the Diaz contract is the weirdest one at Liverpool that I can remember. I think we can go through most of Liverpool and be like, he gets this, he gets this, he gets this. And with Diaz, we're all confused. It's a bit weird, man. But left wingers in the market today, we talk about, a lot of people talk about GA this, GA that. GA is a big thing in football now. I get it. There is a place where GA should count in football, but not everything has to be about GA. Sometimes we forget about the other part of football as well. The mentality, the structure of the team, the structure of the player, the physicality of a player, the work rate of a player. I think you have to put all that into context sometimes, yeah? Yeah, I could go and get Raphael Leao, pay him a very good wage, and he runs 100 miles an hour up and down the wing all week, every single week. But is he going to give me some of the other things that Luis Diaz gives me? Maybe not. Does that ruin our team because of that? Maybe. I keep saying it. As a left winger, Kvaratskhelia is probably the best out there right now. Other left wingers, I don't, people will go mad here. I don't think Vinny Jr. is that much better than Luis Diaz. In fact, I don't think there's much difference. People are going to come at me now because you got the Vinny Jr. sexuals, the Real Madrid sexuals. You're not allowed to say anything. But I honestly do think, I think Vinny Jr. is the most overrated winger in world football, right? By a country mile. I think he's extremely overrated. I don't think he's much better than Luis Diaz. I think he's a good footballer. I don't think Vinny Jr. is world class at any stretch of the imagination. I really don't think Vinny Jr. is better than Luis Diaz, man. I know that's going to rile people up. I know, because people are like, "Oh, what? You can't say that." But yeah, Vinny Jr. is overrated, man. He just is. Vinny is very clutch. I'll give Vinny Jr. that, man. He's extremely clutch. He gets goals at important times in finals and stuff like that. So he's a clutch player, but he's a good footballer. I'm not going to sit here and say Vinny Jr. is shit or anything like that. I think Vinny Jr. is a very, very good footballer. Yeah. But I don't think he's world class. But I don't think Diaz is world class as well. I just think Diaz is a very good footballer as well. So who am I going to swap Diaz with right now? I don't know who I'm going to swap him out with right now. Who am I going to swap? The only person right now I would want to come in as a left winger is probably Kvaratskhelia. I think Kvaratskhelia takes our team to a different level. I think we can all agree with that, yeah. I think Kvara takes our team to a new level. A new level. Trudel says, I'll take him, Vinny over Diaz. Look, I hear it. Big up Famzone, big up Dean in the chat, man. Jamie, you're right, it's definitely overrated. Yeah, he's a good footballer, man. I think Rodrigo's naturally the best winger at Real Madrid. Yeah. But PR-wise, he can't, Vinny Jr.'s got... I think in football, we forget about PR in football now. I think there's players now that got extremely high PR, yeah? And that makes them look better than they actually are. Because if you ask me, when I watch Real Madrid, I'm not a massive fan of Rodrigo. I don't rate him as highly as a lot of people do. But I look at Rodrigo and I'm like, naturally, as a footballer, Rodrigo's better than Vinny, in my opinion. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I look at him, but I still think Rodrigo's a little overrated as well. People keep going on like he's an ex-Pele or something. I'm like, no, man. Big up, Thomas, man. Appreciate the love. If Vinny didn't play for Madrid, he wouldn't get the hype. I agree. So that PR and brands is what football is now. Look at Trent. He went to Real Madrid for his brand. And now Trent's brand is kicking off. Look, honestly, right now, I don't think there's a reason to let Diaz go to get anyone else in unless you just want someone fresh and a new toy. I like Malik Fofana. I think he's a good player, right? But is Malik Fofana that much better than Diaz? Yeah, they're years apart. I get it. Malik Fofana's here. Luis Diaz is there in his career. Age-wise, I get it, yeah? in the years to come, he could be better. And that's an it. He could be better. He might not be better. But Malik Fofana, Leon wants 60 million for Malik Fofana. I'm not selling Diaz for like 80 million and buying Malik Fofana for 60. That makes no sense. No sense. Barcola. I think we would absolutely get frustrated with Barcola. You know, I think we'd absolutely get really stressed out with Barcola. Anthony Gordon is not better than Luis Diaz. All I allow Anthony Gordon, he's not better than Luis Diaz. Guys, when you let a player go, man, when you let a player go, you want to improve in that area of the pitch, don't you? That is the main goal, yeah? If you're letting a player go, you want to make sure you're improving in that area of the pitch. So who am I going to get to improve on that area of the pitch if I let Luis Diaz go? Anthony Gordon's not better than Luis Diaz, so he's not going to improve that side of the pitch. At this moment in time, Malik Fofana's not as good, but he could be. So we'll leave that on the side a minute. Rafael Leao is quicker than Luis Diaz, but I think he's just as frustrating. I think Kvaratskhelia probably, obviously, is better than Luis Diaz right now and will take you to a new level. I'm not sure. I think there's Malik Fofana. I do hear the Malik Fofana thing because I see his ability and technical ability. Even Rafael Leao. All right. If someone told me about Leao, I watched a lot of Leao last season, watching a lot of Milan games, and he's very frustrating as a footballer. But you can see the talent. The talent is unreal. Yeah, the talent is unreal. Who else you got? Yildiz, is it Yildiz? He's got a lot of talent, like Malik Fofana. Extremely talented, like him. He could be decent for the future, but I wouldn't want to sell. I wouldn't have Morgan Rogers. I think Morgan Rogers is highly overrated, personally. Doué, yeah, but Doué's more of a right-sided player. Gangan Deep, is he? He's more of a right-sided player. So same as Rogers, right-sided player, ain't he? Someone like Yildiz or Malik Fofana, I would buy while we still had Diaz, if that makes sense. I wouldn't let Diaz go to buy either one of them. I'd keep Diaz and buy them two as the future. One of them as the future, and then you're off, man. Then you're off. But yeah, I don't see the point. I think what we do, we look too much into goals and assists sometimes, all the time, too much, quite a lot, and we don't look into the other things players bring you on the pitch. We don't look enough into what players do give you on the pitch. Diaz gives us a lot. Yeah, sometimes Diaz doesn't score the goals we want him to or the assists we want him to, but he causes so much damage on the pitch, it opens it up for other players in the attacking lineup to get the stuff they need. So, yeah, I don't think we should always look at G8 all the time. It's never been like a Diaz trait. He's not like Mo Salah. It's not like Mo Salah. Mo Salah is G8. That's what Mo Salah's about. He's about goals. He's a goal scorer. Be out, Cyberman. Hope you're doing well. You did and Sob like with boy band FC, man. Kudus. I think Kudus is too in and out for my liking as a footballer. I think when Kudus is on his top form, he's very unplayable. And then when he's not in his top form, he's just disappears. Now, I always hear, this is what frustrates me in football fans today. They always go, well, Kudus plays for West Ham, so how good can he actually look? Well, if he's that good, he should be elevating that team. If he's that good as what people say, why aren't he elevating that team? Big up Simmer. Why aren't he elevating them? It's as simple as that. Why aren't he being star man every single week? Why aren't he dragging them out of the depths? Yeah, he might not have great players around him, but if he's as good as everyone always says he is, then do better. Simple as that, man. Do better. Do better. And I like Kudus. I think he's a good player, but I just think there's limitations to his game, and I see that at West Ham. He's so hot and cold, like Luke says. But I just get frustrated when, he plays for West Ham. He's got shit around him. No, Diaz pulls us out all the time, man. It's not just goals and assists; it's other things to his game. I think people just get so boggled down by GA now in football. It's mad. It's the other things they do in their game. So I always say it, when Mo Salah's not scoring or assisting, everyone thinks he's had a shit game because he hasn't scored or assisted. But you watch what he actually does in the game. He runs a right back ragged. He opens up opportunities for strikers and left wingers. It's different. I watch Kudus for West Ham, and Jarell Bowen's their best player. When you talk to West Ham fans or anyone who watches West Ham, go, who's your best player? It's Jarell Bowen. Jarell Bowen's the one who pulls up his socks, ties his laces up, and gets West Ham out of all the trouble. It's Jarell Bowen. If I'm buying an attacker from West Ham, I'm buying Jarell Bowen out of any attacker at West Ham. Because I know for a fact that he does it for West Ham with poorer players. So what's he going to do with the better players? He's going to be even better. He's the one. But he's not the sexy signing. He's not the signing that everyone gets excited for. Jarell Bowen, I've been banging on about Jarell Bowen for years. Before I even started my YouTube show, I used to go on Coppish every Friday night and bang on about Jarell Bowen. You know what I mean? Jarell Bowen's a quality footballer, man. I really rate Jarell Bowen, man. So he's the one. If I'm going to go for anyone, he's the one. You know what I mean? It just... Diaz goes missing in winter. He goes missing for goals and assists, I'll give you that. But it's the rest of his gameplay that is really good. Like, I like Cody Gakpo, yeah? I think Cody Gakpo's a stellar player, really good player. But Cody Gakpo's a bit of the... He's more of a goal scorer. Cody Gakpo, for me, is more of a goal scorer. He's one thing... he's one of them players that will get goals in games, but maybe doesn't affect the game in any other kind of way. Do you know what I mean? That kind of player. Like Cody can be quiet for 70 minutes, not doing anything, but then he can give you 2 goals out of nowhere. And you're like, where did that come from? That's what Cody Gakpo does. Where I've said this constantly, and I always say this. When you compare Luis Diaz and Cody Gakpo, yeah, I believe from the halfway line to the penalty box, I think Luis Diaz is a better footballer than Cody Gakpo, yeah? From the penalty box to the goal, you probably argue that Cody Gakpo is the better finisher. That's how I look at both of them. So I think Luis Diaz could have a very good game, even though he comes out of that game with 0 GA. I think Luis Diaz could still have like a man and match performance, even though he has 0 GA. If Cody Gakpo has 0 GA, I think everyone asks, where was Cody Gakpo in that game? I think that's the difference between the two footballers, honestly. But I wouldn't sell either of them. It'd be stupid. Why would I let go of a really good footballer in Luis Diaz as a left winger who can get me goals and assists, but does a lot of other things outside of that? And then why would I get rid of Cody Gakpo, who scores goals? It's mad. Why would you do that? You've got a perfect blend of left wingers there at Liverpool that I don't think any other club in the Premier League have got. I've got Luis Diaz is my all-action left winger. Can pick the ball up on the halfway line, can run with it, take players on, make space for everyone else, cut inside, that sort of thing. And then I've got my other left winger who bags goals, who can go on goal scoring runs, like can score in 10 to 12 games in a row and get goal after goal after goal. Yeah. And that's a perfect blend of two left wingers. Selling both of them this summer makes no sense to me whatsoever. Because if Diaz isn't doing it and you need a goal, chuck on Cody Gakpo, who's more than likely to go get you a goal. It's perfect. It's perfect. And the only way I'll sell Luis Diaz is if Liverpool get stupid money. If someone comes in for 85, 90 million for Luis Diaz, then he's sold. If you're not, Luis Diaz stays at the football club. And I'll say this, yeah? People are going to get more pissed off with me now and tell me I've got no ball knowledge and all this stuff because that's what people do, yeah? If they disagree with someone, they go, you got no ball knowledge. TikTok football fan. Because people just don't. You can't piss off their favourite team or favourite player. You've got no knowledge. You don't know what you're on about. I'm going to tell you something right now, so get ready to tell me that in the live chat, yeah? I don't think Rodrigo gets as many goals as Luis Diaz as a left winger for Liverpool. There you go, I've said it. All right, come at me all you want. I really don't. I don't think Rodrigo's GA will be any much higher than a Cody Gakpo or a Luis Diaz is at Liverpool, playing as a left winger. I think Rodrigo has too many quiet games, but because he plays for Real Madrid, big up Malcolm, because he plays for Real Madrid, everyone's got a massive erection for him. I get it. You know, it's just my opinion. I just don't think he does. It's just my opinion. It's what I've watched. I've watched a lot of Rodrigo at Real Madrid, and I think he has a lot of quiet games, like we're talking about with Gakpo and Diaz having. I think we can all agree with that as well. Like, he has a lot of very quiet games. Super talented player, though. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a super talented player. But does he get 20 goals in all competitions as a left winger for Liverpool? I'm just saying, it's just my opinion, man. And everyone says he plays out of position and all that stuff. If he's that good, he should be banging, no matter what position he plays in. Just putting it out there. Sadio Mane was always a right winger, then had to go to left wing because Mo Salah arrived, yeah? And he banged at right wing and he banged at left wing. Sadio Mane is a better player than I've ever seen Rodrigo play. And he played in both wings. In fact, Sadio Mane even played as a striker and was ripping shit up and scoring goal after goal after goal. So all that sort of stuff about Rodrigo, you know, he's not playing in his right position, so he's not doing it properly. You know, Diaz banged in the false nine position as well. In fact, Diaz scored more goals in the false nine position than I think he did left wing last season. So, you know, I'm just... I think Rodrigo's an excellent footballer. I think Rodrigo's an excellent footballer, man. But I think they're all good footballers. This is what I'm trying to say. It's no disrespect to any of them. I think they're all good footballers. Mane moved to 9 because he was shit on the left wing. Yeah, that season, Brian. But you've got to remember, he was arguably the best left winger in world football before that. So he scored goals playing right wing, scored goals playing left wing, scored goals playing centre forward. Again, I knew I'd find someone in the chat who's got this Rodrigo fascination. But they're all good footballers. They're all good footballers. Yeah. So does Diaz, Gakpo, Mane, all them players ganging deep. This is what I'm trying to say. Do you know what? I think people get things right. I think people get things mixed up, yeah? They're all good footballers. I think Diaz would bang as many goals as Rodrigo playing for Real Madrid, as Rodrigo does playing for Real Madrid. I honestly do. I think Cody Gakpo would score as many goals as Vinny Jr. for Real Madrid as Vinny Jr. does if he went there. Because I think they're all good players. I honestly do. I think they all bring you something different. I think Rodrigo's a good footballer. Diaz, Cody Gakpo. I think they're all good footballers. And this is what I'm trying to say. I don't see any point in selling either Cody Gakpo or Diaz this summer because the mixture of them is as good as anything on the left-hand side. Personally, it's just my opinion. As I said, it's just my opinion. Other people got other opinions, and that's cool. But I knew I'd upset someone. I like... You always go upset someone, you know what I'm saying? Always someone's going to get... But I just think Rodrigo name value is better. I think Rodrigo's got a name value that's higher than Diaz and Cody Gakpo. And I get that. I understand that. I agree with you. Name value wise. But I don't know if there's much between them in what everyone wants to, at the end of the day. Because we're in a world now, yeah? We're in a world now where everyone wants goals and assists, yeah? We're in a world where everyone wants goals and assists. And I hear it as well because it's that lifestyle now. It's that world that we play in. We all want GA, yeah? And I'm just going on a GA point of view, guys. That's not going on a football ability point of view or anything like that now. That's purely go on a GA point of view. I don't know if Rodrigo gets as much GA as a Cody Gakpo or a Luis Diaz in one single season playing for Liverpool. And that's what I'm going on. Now, if you want to say Rodrigo's an all-round better footballer, I can hear that because Rodrigo's much younger. Yeah, so at Rodrigo's age now, he's young. I've already said it. I think Rodrigo's Real Madrid's best forward. You know, technically, I think he's technically better than Mbappe and he's technically better than Vinny Jr. So for me, he's technically better than Cody Gakpo and he's technically better than Luis Diaz. Okay? That's what I'm saying, right? But would he get the GA playing left wing as a Diaz or a Gakpo in 1 year of Liverpool? That's what I'm trying to say to you. I think I got around to it eventually. I should have started it like that so people didn't think like I didn't rate Rodrigo. But that's why I think Liverpool are not looking to sell. That's why Liverpool are not looking to sell Luis Diaz this summer because who are you bringing in? Like, honestly, who are you bringing in? You know, unless you go and get Rodrigo, I don't know if Rodrigo leaves Real Madrid. Chelsea have 7 strikers. Yeah, it's mad, ain't it? We can have 3 left wingers. Not really. I know Chelsea have 7 strikers, but they only play 1. At the end of the day, they only play 1. Jackson plays or no one plays. No, that's what I'm saying, Glass. GA for me doesn't matter, but if we're going on a world of where we're including GA, that's what I'm trying to put the argument in. For me, GA don't matter with certain players. But if we're going into if we're talking about because we live in a world of GA right now is what I'm trying to get to. We live in a world where everything is stats and goals and assists, yeah? Would Rodrigo get the same goals and assists as a Luis Diaz or a Gakpo in one season for Liverpool? Because we live in that world of goals and assists now. For me, GA shouldn't completely be the first thing we look at, though. If that makes sense, yeah. If that makes sense. They spent $2 billion, look like a good championship. So, you know, their front 4 next season could be Palmer. Gittins, Palmer, Jackson, and Delap. And they spent that much money, man. Rodrigo got the same amount of 25 GA last season as Diaz. Yeah. We know for a fact that La Liga's shit. You know what I mean? So it's harder to score in England than Spain, in my opinion. And yeah, that's why I kept saying, like, if you're doing GA thing, I think Diaz would smash it in Spain. Look at Rafinha, yeah? Rafinha He's absolutely killed it in Spain, yeah? But he struggled in the Premier League. Went to Spain, killed it. Look at Anthony. Anthony was dog shit in England for Man United, went to Spain and started banging goals all the time, yeah? It's countless. Countless of players are doing it. Timo Werner used to score a goal a week in Germany like it was going out of fashion. Yeah? Going out of fashion. And then comes to England and he can't score a goal. I think the Premier League's the toughest place in the world to score goals, man. Oh, yeah, I forgot they got Pedro Chelsea as well. I think the Premier League's the hardest place to score goals. But I do agree with Rodrigo on the eye is probably better than Diaz. I do agree with that. I do agree with that. Yeah, Aspas, dog shit in England, went to Spain. When he top goal scorer, man. When he top goal scorer. He got Aspas joined Liverpool, not a bum team. He joined Liverpool. Couldn't score in the Premier League, went to Spain. I believe won the Golden Boot or close to winning the Golden Boot 1 year. So, yeah, Nunes scored shitloads of goals in Portugal. Comes to England, can't score goals. I think Premier League's the hardest league in the world to score goals in, man. I think it's the hardest league to score goals in. I don't think he single-handedly kept them out going. I thought Rafinha was shit for fucking Leeds, to be fair. It's harder to score in Spain. The strikers hardly see the ball. I don't know. I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. He got 32 goals, 32 La Liga. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man. Telling you. I watched Atletico Bilbao get absolutely destroyed by Manchester United in Europa League. Man United were 15th in the Premier League at the time. And I believe Bilbao were 4th in La Liga at the time when they played. And they got absolutely smashed. I don't know if they finished in the top 4. Atletico Bilbao dropped out of the top 4. But at the time when they played each other, Bilbao were 4th in La Liga. Man United were 15th. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to big up my league, man. I'm English. My team plays in the Premier League. I'm bigging up the league I play in, man. I'm not one of these La Liga sexuals, yeah, who sit there like, oh, La Liga's this, La Liga's so good, La Liga's so good. Yeah, it's not. It's just not. It's good. It's a good league. It's just not the Premier League, man. It's not the Premier League, man. I'm going to stick up for my league, man. You know what I'm saying? Dead Eye Laid Live. Inter and Juventus are both interested in signing Harvey Elliott. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm just sticking up for my league, man. You know, it is what it is. You know, I'm Liverpool or anything. I'm not one of these. I'm not one of these YouTubers, yeah. I'm a Liverpool YouTuber. I stick up for Liverpool. Liverpool play in the Premier League, so it's my league. I'm sticking up for my league, yeah. You know, and my club. It's as simple as that. So, as far as I'm concerned, it's the best around. Harvey Elliott should stay very well clear of Juventus. If I'm Harvey Elliott, do not go to Juventus. Juventus are in the shit right now. They're financially struggling as well. If I'm Harvey Elliott, do not go to Juventus. Juventus are just name value only these days. Juventus, exactly, Sleepy Forest, exactly, man. I'm Liverpool, and there's a lot of people that are football first and Liverpool second. I can tell everyone right now, if you didn't already know, I am Liverpool first and football after that. It's as simple as that. Yeah? If Liverpool are on telly or is there anything to do with Liverpool, I am partaking in that. You know, I don't care about anything else. It's fucking Liverpool or nothing, man. Big up Bruce Lee in the chat, man. Big up Bruce Lee, man. Um, I don't know where Harvey Elliott goes to Wrexham. I don't know where Harvey Elliott goes. I have no idea, man. I don't want Harvey Elliott to be sold. I think Harvey Elliott's a diamond of a footballer. I think he's an extremely good footballer. I don't think. Again, this is going to piss people off. I don't think Elliott's that far off the level of Phil Foden. Now, I know people are going to come at me now because we'll go Phil Foden sexuals in the chat, who's the biggest system player I've ever seen play in my life. I don't know how Phil Foden still gets England caps, but I don't think Harvey's far off him, man. I really don't. I think Harvey Elliott's a super talented player, man. Be out Rav in the chat. The problem with Harvey Elliott is at Liverpool at the wrong time, because Liverpool are now in a position where Harvey Elliott's a good footballer, but he's not good enough to play in front of what's already there. Look, Liverpool got arguably the best right winger in the world in Mo Salah. Lamine Yamal, Mo Salah, they're the two best right wingers in the world. No one comes close to them two players, yeah? So, how the hell... It don't matter how good Harvey is, how's Harvey going to get in that team? Do you know what I mean? How's he going to get on that right side of the pitch? And look, Wirtz, who's the same age as Harvey Elliott, by the way, but Wirtz is just a different kind of level of footballer. Wirtz is just... Wirtz is, for me, the best number 10 in world football in Europe, arguably, right now. It's the best number 10 in European football. And he's a tremendous talent. Even Elliott's probably never going to get the Wirtz's level. But it doesn't mean Elliott's not a good footballer in his own right. I'd like him to stay. I just don't see where Elliott plays next season. And it's, we can't hog players just because we want to have this big squad. I think if Harvey went to Germany, I think Harvey Elliott would absolutely ball out in Germany. I think if Harvey Elliott went to Bayer Leverkusen, I think he absolutely balls out. I think he does tremendously over there. You know what I mean? I think Elliott absolutely kills it. Absolutely kills it out in Germany. Yeah, I just don't see where he's going to play for Liverpool right now. So I think Liverpool need to sell him. I think Elliott will go. I think Elliott's had a very good under-21s campaign. And player of the year, obviously player of the tournament, which you expect Harvey to be a player of the tournament in that competition because he's got a lot of Premier League experience. And he's 22 now. So, yeah, look, I'd let Harvey go at the right price. I think Harvey Elliott in this market is easily worth between 40 and 45 million quid. You see a lot of really bad footballers going around now. Big up Bruce Lee, man. You see a lot of good footballers going for, what Harvey Elliott is. Harvey Elliott's a good footballer, 40 to 45 million. I'm good with that. Harvey Elliott goes to Harvey Elliott. Where's he going to go? Not sure. If I'm Harvey Elliott, I'm going to Germany if it's a possibility. I wouldn't stay in the Premier League. I think Harvey Elliott, physicality-wise and speed-wise, would suit German football to a T. Italian football as well. They do tremendously well. So, yeah, whatever Harvey wants to do, man, I wish him all the luck in the world because he's going to have a bright future as that kid and he's a good talent, man. Obviously, Quansah officially now a Bayer Leverkusen player, £35 million fee paid from Bayer Leverkusen. I think it's 30 million up front and then 5 million add-ons. Liverpool got a £60 million release clause on him. Buyback clause on him. I don't think Quansah will come back to Liverpool. I think Quansah's done now. But I wish Quansah all the best, man. I watched Quansah in that under-21s tournament. Quansah stood out for me as one of the best centre-backs in that tournament by a country mile. I thought he was excellent. I think there's a lot of qualities about Quansah. I think his ball carrying for a centre-back in today's football. A lot of coaches, a lot of top coaches, top managers are looking for centre-backs that have got ball carrying skills that can play out with the back and can pass the lot through the lines as a centre back. Quansah can do that. He's got good height on him. He's got speed on him. He moves across the pitch extremely well. I think he's going to be very, very good footballer in the years to come. And I don't think Liverpool wanted to sell Jarell Quansah personally. I don't think they wanted to let him go. I think this is more of a player decision. And Jarell Quansah took that opportunity to leave Liverpool to advance his career. And as he says, Liverpool's just not a football club, it's family. And Quansah's always welcome back, man. And I hope he has a great career wherever he goes, man. And he's at Bayer Leverkusen now. And for the next few years, I hope he absolutely has a tremendous time over there. Shows the world the ability that he's got and the ability that he's going to become as well in him. Because he's going to be a tremendous player. 3 to 4 years' time, he could be a player we're all looking back on and go, shit, we shouldn't have sold him. But I get why he left, man. So good luck to Quansah, man. Good luck to the kid. I hope he does well. So with Quansah gone, Liverpool got a space in their back line. They need a defender in. Liverpool are now in the market for a centre-back. Mark Guehi is obviously the one we're all talking about. I like Mark Guehi. I can't keep saying enough how much I rate this guy. Leadership qualities. Mark Guehi's got that. The fundamentals to be, for me, a future, maybe world-class centre-back. I believe he's got them. His ability on the ball is excellent. You know, he can play defensive midfield as well. Can Mark Guehi. I'm not saying that's where we should play him, by the way. I'm just saying he's got the ability to play there because he's good on the ball. You know, he's got good first touch, good long pass. Big up Val. Big up Val. Mark Guehi's quality, man. He's a good player, man. But the price has got to be right, man. The price has got to be right. Now, Crystal Palace wants 65 million for Mark Guehi. Now, that ain't going to happen in this market. 65 million is not going to happen. You know, last year, I believe they wanted 65 million for Mark Guehi with 2 years left in his contract. He's got 1 year left in his deal now. No one's going to bid 65 million for Mark Guehi. Liverpool want him, but I think Liverpool get him for about 45 million, 45 million. That sounds right to me. I think Mark Guehi's like 24 years of age. He's also, for me, England's best centre-back. I think he's England's best centre-back. He also showed that he can play with any defender. You know, like I remember last year, everyone was saying Anderson was the best defender, you know, at Palace. And then the French guys come in as well, played alongside him, played well again. And the reason they're all playing well is because of Mark Guehi. Mark Guehi's presence there is massive, and it helps the other players next to him play extremely well. And I hope we get him through the door, man. Leadership quality, great on the ball, calmness in defence, brings you a lot of qualities. He does. He brings you a lot of qualities, and I think it'd be a superb bit of business for Liverpool if they can get him through the door. Obviously, he's not a fashionable defender, because his name's Mark Guehi and he comes from Crystal Palace, and people don't profile the player, they profile the club that they play for. It's like, well, we buy the player from Crystal Palace when he's available and he's available. And like, have you watched these players? Like, I'm getting people to tell me about centre-backs they've never watched, ever, and they want them because they don't want Mark Guehi because he plays for Crystal Palace. It's the world we live in, football in 2025, it does my head in, but Mark Guehi will be a tremendous bit of business. And then once we got that centre-back area picked, we need to talk about the strikers, because Darwin Núñez is eventually going to leave Liverpool, hopefully, fingers crossed. At this moment in time, I do think Liverpool are pricing him out of the market, which I'm a bit worried about. This is my only worry. This summer window, guys, is that Liverpool are going to put too much of a high price on Darwin's head, and we just make it too hard in the market for anyone to go in and get him. We're going to price him out in the market. So I'm just worried about that. Liverpool have got to take a loss on Darwin and just take it. Now, you got Osimhen now as a replacement, who I like. Osimhen is he's a bagsman. He's a goal scorer. It's what he does. He just gets goals. I'm not sure if that's what Slot wants at the moment. He's just a striker that just scores goals. I think he wants a bit of versatility in that area of the pitch. I think he wants an all-round striker, which is probably why they want Alexander Isak, because Alexander Isak is that all-round striker. He can drop deep. He can drift off to the wide areas. He can bang goals. He can link play. He can do it all, man. That's why so many people rate him. That's why a lot of people rate him higher than Haaland, because Haaland is just a typical monster goal scorer. Haaland struggles to do two things at the same time. Do you know what I mean? Where Isak is more of your all-round super striker that a lot of people like now. A lot of people love. And then you got, who else you got? Then you got Ekitike, who falls into that sort of like Isak mould of, he can score goals. He's very good at running with the ball. He's a good ball runner. He can drift off to the wide positions. He's got good link-up play, and he's got a decent finish on him. Obviously, not enough for us to see so far because he ain't got enough goals for me to go, oh, shit, he's definitely going to be a superb goal scorer. But do Liverpool need a world-class goal scorer? Or do Liverpool just need a person to score goals? Do you know what I mean? Because once you got Mo Salah there, yeah? And I know people are on this thing now, Mo Salah 33 says go fall off next season. Like no evidence whatsoever. But it's what people say. But if Mo Salah's still your main goal scorer, and you've got Diaz scoring goals, you've got Gakpo scoring goals, I think Wirtz will score goals. If you've got all them people scoring goals for you, and you're sharing around the goals in that forward line, do you need a world-class striker, or do you just need a player that scores goals? Because at the moment in time, Darwin Núñez doesn't score goals, yeah? Say Darwin Núñez was scoring, 16 Premier League goals a season, yeah? Every year. No one would want him sold. Although he'd be missing lots, no one would want him sold. Because Salah's still getting over 20. Diaz and Gakpo are getting like 36 to 40 goals between them. Wirtz will get goals as well. You wouldn't need to sell him. But the fact that he doesn't score goals is maybe why, like, someone like Ekitike, I love Alvarez. I've always loved Alvarez. And that's why I've always said Alvarez will be perfect in this team. Alvarez will get you 15, 16 Premier League goals. People will say it's not enough. But you don't really need him to get 20 to 30 because you've got Salah there getting that sort of return. You've got Gakpo getting goals. You've got Diaz getting goals. Wirtz will definitely get goals. You've got all that around you. So do you need that right now? Everyone keeps going about Arsenal needing a striker. Arsenal need a striker because they haven't really got goal scorers in their forward line like Liverpool have. So it's a different way of playing. Maybe that's why Liverpool are looking at Ekitike, because Ekitike will get you goals. He can link the play. He's got pace. He can drift off the left. He can go into them wide areas. Maybe that's why Liverpool are looking at someone like Ekitike right now. But Ekitike's not got this massive goal scoring following that we can look at right now. The one thing I will say about Ekitike, he's only led the line for 6 months for his team. Because obviously Mamouche left in January. So from January onwards, Ekitike was like the main man, yeah? So he sort of led the line for him. So he's not really been leading the line for too long as a player. Because he had Mamouche there previously. And they were leading the line together. So a lot more fell on Mamouche's shoulders at the end of last season. And I thought he dealt with it well. I don't know. I don't know. Isak's still the one. Liverpool go and get Isak. They're going to smash everything next season. Look, nothing's a guarantee. But you're telling me Liverpool are not going to score goals with like Isak, Diaz, Salah, Gakpo, Wirtz. You go bang goals for fun, man. So they go win more games than they lose. So that means Liverpool are going to be up there for titles. And that's what we want. It's the same thing going to happen with Ekitike. Maybe not. I think Ekitike scores goals. I'm just not sure, man. I'm not sure. Then it's Osimhen. Look with Osimhen scores goals. There's no doubt about it. I'm not concerned about Osimhen coming to Liverpool and wondering if he's going to score goals. He will score goals. I'm just not sure if it's what Liverpool want. But we're seeing the next few weeks. I don't think there's any other strikers out there that Liverpool will be looking at. I think it's Isaac, Osherman, or Ekitike. I think it'll be one of them three, man. I think it'll be one of them three. I honestly think it'll be one of them three. And like Kingston says, Ekitike's another project player. He is, but I'm all right with it. I am all right with it. I ain't gonna lie. I'm all right with it. I'm all right with it. I think Ekitike's got a lot to his game. That's very good. That's more than Darwin. Darwin's look. The thing with Ekitike, he's got very good link-up play, where Darwin never did. No, Darwin's link-up play weren't great. Darwin's link-up play was always just pass the ball 3 yards to Mo Salah, and Mo Salah would score. So it made it look good on paper. So when you look at Darwin's stats, it's like, oh shit, he's got so many assists. In reality, the 3 yard passes to Mo Salah, he knows he's going to score. Do you know what I mean? So I think it between Osherman, Isaac, and Ekitike. I think it'd be one of them three. Guys, does anyone see any other striker coming to Liverpool in the summer apart from Ekitike, Isaac, or Osherman? Give me a name. Does anyone see another name coming in? Because I don't. And again, I like Osherman, man. Egg and tea cake. What the hell, Ray? I like Osherman, man. Osherman's my guy. I ain't gonna lie. Osherman bangs goals. I don't know if Liverpool want him though. I don't know if Liverpool want Osherman. But if we got him, I'll be fucking happy because I know he's going to score me goals. Do you know what I mean? Fabio Otti and Claudio Taffarel both left Liverpool goalkeeping team next week that they have. Sesko. Good player, Sesko. He's not as bad as people make him out to be, but I think there's more to Ekitike's game than there is Sesko's, personally. Marcus Thuram, look, I watch a lot. So I did a lot of Italian watch-alongs last season. It was my thing. Yeah, I'm doing Italian watch-alongs again this season, by the way, guys. For everyone's new here, next season on the channel, we'll be doing a load of Italian. Every weekend, we're going to do an Italian watch-along, yeah? Because I love watching Italian football, yeah? But Marcus Thuram has good link-up play, but he runs like he runs like his feet are stuck to the ground. Do you know what I mean? But Marcus Thuram has good link-up play. I don't think he'd get the goals, but he runs like he's got issues, like he can't move. He runs like he's 40. It's crazy. It's crazy. But he has got good link-up play, Marcus Thuram. But I just don't know if he gets the goals. Fofana, yeah, been linked to Fofana as a left winger. Yeah, we spoke about that earlier. Imagine Rashford off the left. Good God, no. Endrick, you know. I don't think that kid's leaving Real Madrid any time soon. Jamie Vardy, you know. I like Vardy, but nah. Come on, let's be real here. I think Liverpool will try for Isaac. If Liverpool can't get Isaac, I think they get Ekitike. The rumours are at the moment is that Liverpool have been speaking to Ekitike quite a lot recently. There's been a lot of chat with Liverpool and Ekitike and Ekitike's team and his agents and all that. Liverpool have already put their, you know, there's a rumour going around that Liverpool and Frankfurt have already got a deal sorted out. So, yeah, watch this space with Ekitike, man. I think that could be the one. Ken Dodge, you know, with his feather duster. But yeah, Ekitike could be the one if we don't get Isaac. I think Liverpool go try for Isaac. And until Liverpool get told, no, you can't have Isaac, I think that's when Liverpool move on. I think Liverpool move on from Isaac to get Ekitike personally. But if Osherman comes to the football club, I'd love it because he's a proper goal scorer. But yeah, we'll see on that front, guys. We'll see. Yeah, for everyone joining just now, big up everyone. We spoke about the Alisson and the goalkeeping coaches and Taffarel and all that earlier. The one thing we haven't spoke about is obviously that Van Bronckhorst has come to the football club to be Arne Slot's number 2, which for me is tremendous. So yeah, I don't know if people know this yet, but Frankfurt have taken their transfer demand for Ekitike down to 60 to 65 million. It's no longer as high as it was. I don't know if people know that. But Ekitike, the value now is 60 to 65 million. The same as what Mamouche's was. Yeah, so Van Bronckhorst is on the slots number 2 next season, which I think is fantastic. Van Bronckhorst is going to be excellent next season. It's also the last 2 managers that won the league title with Feyenoord are both now Liverpool coaches in Arne Slot and Frank Reich and Van Bronckhorst. Van Bronckhorst has got a tremendous CV as a player. He's won everything. He's been fantastic as Van Bronckhorst. Absolutely fantastic as a footballer. As a coach, he's done well as well. I think he did well with Rangers, if I remember rightly. Obviously, won the league with Feyenoord. His playing career is littered with trophies. This is another winner. It's another winner, and he's coming in as one of his coaches, ain't he? And he's taking over Johnny Heitinger. I think Johnny Heitinger was the assistant coach last year, so I think he's coming in to take over as Johnny Heitinger's role as assistant coach. So you got, you've got what's his name? Slot. What's his name? What's the other geezer's name? What's the other geezer's name? Always goes out of my head. Is it Hulsoff? Is it Hulsoff or something like that? And Van Bronckhorst. They will be the coaching team, man. That'll be a coaching team. I think Slot, Hulsoff, and Van Bronckhorst. Now, I don't know who's number 1, who's number 2 in that order. I don't really care. But yeah, it's great business by the football club again. Very good coach coming to the football club. Yeah. Very good coach. Futsal America says, sorry, Van Bronckhorst is 2 levels below Heitinger. Heitinger was a great coach, man. He was a great coach, man. He was a great coach. I ain't going to say anything bad on that. He was a great coach. He was a great coach. But Van Bronckhorst, excellent addition to the coaching staff. No matter where he is, 1 assistant coach, number 2 coach, don't give a shit. He's going to be at the club, and he's a great addition, man, and just helps the coaching at our football club. Obviously, new goalkeeping coach, which we spoke about at the beginning of the show as well. So things are moving at Liverpool. It's very, very interesting. Things are moving, guys, and there's a lot of parts moving. I think the striker market will all kick off once Arsenal have bought their striker, believe it or not. I think the dominoes will start falling into effect as soon as Arsenal have bought their striker. I really do. I know it might sound weird because it then leaves everyone looking for their striker. Why can't I find K-Mac on there? There we go. K-Mac's channel, so I can redirect him. Van Bronckhorst's managerial career is all right. He won a league with Feyenoord. That's all right. What's wrong with that? Giovanni Van Bronckhorst. Yeah, he won a league with Feyenoord, didn't he? If I remember right, he won cups with Rangers. It's similar to Slot. I've known Slot since Alkmaar. Top coach is only Peter Bosz. Peter Bosz, do you remember at the start? Nobody in Holland rates Van Bronckhorst as a top coach despite Feyenoord success. Having him as a coach, though, not a manager, is a different thing, though, at the end of the day. Be like Katie, Jamie, do you think we'll sell Núñez? Yeah, I think Núñez will go eventually. The thing we've got to make with... what did he win at Rangers? I can't remember. Was he a player at Rangers? Was he a coach? I can't remember. Did he take Rangers to the Europa League final, if I remember rightly? When the Europa League was actually really hard to win because the Champions League teams were in it. what we've got to remember, Van Bronckhorst is not going to be our manager at Liverpool. He's going to be a coach. And coaching and managing are two different things, man. Two different things. I think he'll be all right. I think he'll be all right. I think he'll be decent. I think he'll be all right. I think he'll be a good coach for us. Also, he's got a lot of knowledge in the game, as a player, as a coach. And all that stuff helps, man. All that sort of stuff helps at the end of the day. Let me see if there's any more news. Oh, look, yeah, Lekeba as well. So I don't know if anyone saw this. Liverpool, Bayern Munich and Tottenham are all seduced by Castello Lekeba, 22. There's a release clause set at £78 million. Yeah, Liverpool ain't buying Lekeba. So we'll move on from there. No, Liverpool won't buy Lekeba. I just don't. I honestly think Liverpool probably go buy Hatto or Gay. But yeah, I do think Arsenal buying their striker just starts all the domino effect everywhere else. Because if Arsenal go and buy Gyökeres, then I think everyone knows where they are and everyone buys their striker accordingly. So it's a weird thing, but it always takes one domino to fall for everything else to fall in class after that. Yeah, I like the Caber. I just don't think Liverpool are after him. Caber's got almost a £70 million release clause. So, with getting a striker in this summer, and I've not watched a lot of Le Caber. Everyone keeps going at me about Le Caber this, Le Caber. I've never watched him play that much to have a full breakdown on how good Le Caber is. And at this moment in time, I thought Mark Gay because I watch him more and what he does intrigues me. So, yeah. But look, we'll see how it goes, man. We'll see how it goes. Big up the chat, man. As I said, we are in July now. Football pre-season is upon us. In 2 weeks' time, Liverpool's pre-season will start. I'll be covering the whole pre-season on my channel, so make sure you are subscribing. Hitting that notification bell so you know when I go live. I'll be covering, as I said, I'll be covering the whole pre-season. We'd be doing all the watch-alongs for pre-season as well. It's going to be exciting. I can't wait to see the boys play again. Vert's playing for Liverpool, Kirkhead, Frimpong, Salah back in train. I can't wait for it, man. I can't wait to see Liverpool start playing again. And then the season is almost upon us. In 5 weeks' time, we've got a Charity Shield game. It's all kicking off. 5 to 6 weeks' time, we've got Charity Shield and a Premier League start. So the league will start before we know it, guys. So make sure you're subscribing to the channel. Transfer news daily as well. Every day of the week, we're talking about a little bit of transfer news and gossip going around Liverpool right now. The ins, the outs, the shake it all abouts. So make sure you're here. Make sure you're subscribing. Make sure you're liking the video as well. I think we just hit 200 likes. So big up the chat. Guys, this is going, and big up to all the new subscribers as well. Much love to everyone who's subscribing to the channel. Big love to you guys, and big love to all the OGs in the channel as well. Big up to all the members and everyone else. Much love to everyone. Guys, this is going to take you over to K-Mac's channel, so make sure you go and send K-Mac some love. Go and like and share and subscribe on K-Mac's channel as well, guys. I would absolutely appreciate it. But guys, thank you for watching.